Novak Djokovic suspicions raised after his behavior in latest press conference. Novak Djokovic was all smiles in his press conference after suffering a shock defeat at Indian Wells, but former pro Coco Vandeweghe believes he was smiling too much. Questions are swirling about Novak Djokovic's frame of mind following his unexpected exit from Indian Wells, with some noting he was smiling too much despite the upset. The 37-year-old Serbian tennis star was ousted in the second round by Botic van de Zandschulp, who clinched a stunning 6-2, 3-6, 6-1 win in California this past Saturday. This loss adds to Djokovic's string of recent setbacks, including his withdrawal from the Australian Open during a match with Alexander Zverev and a defeat at the Qatar Open by Matteo Berrettini. Alarmingly for the winner of 24 Grand Slams, this marks his first trio of consecutive losses in 7 years, casting unusual uncertainty over his comeback capabilities. His cheerful demeanor during the post-match press conference has caught the attention of former professional player Coco Vandeweghe, who suggests that Djokovic's abundant smiles might hint at diminishing self-assurance. The question arises, is Novak Djokovic getting too used to defeats? Pondered the American commentator on Tennis Channel. It's a strange feeling for a player when he loses a few times like this, and then you see him in the press conference smiling a little too much, and you wonder, is he not as mentally strong as before? Vandeweghe has warned against underestimating the greatest tennis player of all time, yet she pointed out that his recent performances in Masters tournaments raise concerns. "I wonder if we're getting too used to others beating him at the Masters," she remarked. "We know that Novak is focusing on the Grand Slams, but are we going to relax too much, and maybe it will be reflected in the slams as well?" Despite his typically cheerful appearance, Djokovic couldn't conceal his irritation over his play, having racked up 37 unforced errors and a mere 16 winners throughout the match. He also criticized the on-court conditions post-match, following the decision by event organizers to resurface the courts just before the tournament. "You know, I regret for the level of tennis, considering how I practice these days," Djokovic expressed to the media. "To be honest, the difference between the center court and the other courts is immense. Ball is bouncing on the center courts higher than some of the highest clay courts, to be honest. I just struggled a lot with that, couldn't find the rhythm. Things have been different for me in the last few years. I'm struggling to play at the level I want. I have a few good tournaments every now and then, but mostly it's a challenge and torture for me. That's how it is. Nothing can prepare you for such a moment. You have to go through that experience and deal with it in the best way possible." Djokovic is merely a single Grand Slam win away from surpassing the all-time record of 24, a feat he currently shares with Margaret Court. However, it's been more than a year since his last major victory, a dry spell he's only encountered once since 2014.